Have you heard about this Nepal protest? It's one of the biggest protests in recent times. So let me get you up to speed with what's going on in just under 10 minutes. On September 4th, 2025, Nepal's government ordered a block on 26 major social media platforms, including Facebook, X, YouTube, LinkedIn, Reddit, and This ignited outrage among the youth, especially Gen Z, galvanized by the Nepo Kid trend, highlighting nepotism and corruption in politics. By September 8th, peaceful rallies turned violent around Madagur Mandala and the federal parliament in Security forces responded with tear gas, rubber bullets, and live ammunition. At least 19 protesters were killed and over 300 injured initially. On September 9th, protests intensified across the country, targeting the parliament, government buildings and residencies of past prime ministers. Some were vandalized or set ablaze. Over 13,500 prisoners escaped in a series of jailbreaks amid the unrest. The death toll rose to up to 25, with hundreds more injured and widespread arson, looting, and destruction. Seeing the unrest spiral, the Nepal army was deployed, imposing curfews in Kathmandu and other cities, patrolling the streets and taking control of key points including Tribhuvan International Airport. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned amid mounting pressures and chaos. Protesters nominated former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as an interim leader, sparking divisions within the movement. So, as it stands, the death toll is now estimated at up to 30 people, including security personnel, with over 1,000 injured. Most have been treated and discharged. Civilian movement remains restricted under strict curfews and military oversight. Now we will answer 3 important questions. First, why did the protests happen? Second, how did it turn so violent? And third, what happens next? But save this video for future reference and share this with someone who might be affected by these events. So first, why did the protests happen? You see, in July 2023, Nepal's parliament passed the National Assembly and House of Representatives Registration of Users, Monitoring, Operation, and Management Ordinance 2075. This ordinance mandated that social media platforms operating in Nepal had to register with the government within 30 days or face a ban. The deadline was September 4th, 2025, but only 4 out of 26 platforms complied, namely Telegram, TikTok, Twitter, and So, on September 4th, Nepal's Ministry of Communications and Information Technology blocked access to 22 social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Snapchat. This move outraged many citizens, particularly Gen Z, who heavily relied on these platforms. Many saw this as an infringement on their fundamental rights to freedom of expression and online communication. This led to immediate public backlash, with hashtags like #NepalShutdown and #SaveOurSocialMedia trending online. Citizens took to the streets in protests, demanding the government reverse its decision. But this protest quickly took a violent turn when security forces got involved. So, second, how did it turn so violent? As the protests escalated, security forces were deployed to maintain order. On September 8th, things turned violent during a rally in Security forces used tear gas and rubber bullets on protesters, injuring many. The situation spiraled when protesters attempted to set the parliament building on fire. Security forces responded with live ammunition, killing at least 19 people. This sparked widespread anger and retaliatory violence. Protesters torched vehicles, vandalized public property, and clashed with the police. As the chaos spread to other cities, authorities imposed curfews and internet shutdowns. Nepal army was called in to restore order. They patrolled the streets, sealed off government buildings, and detained many protesters. Amidst this turmoil, many prisoners took advantage and escaped from jails across the country. By September 10th, over 13,500 inmates had escaped, further adding to the law and order crisis. This situation has not only raised questions about the government's handling of the protests, but also highlighted the deep-rooted issues of corruption and inequality that have been ignored for far too long. So finally, what happens next? After much anticipation, Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has finally stepped down amidst the escalating protests. He announced his resignation on September 10th, stating that he wanted to reduce the pressure on the military and security personnel who have been caught in the crossfire. However, he asserted that his decision was not a concession to the protesters' demands. As the political landscape of Nepal grapples with this unexpected turn of events, the immediate focus is on restoring order and stability. With a significant number of prisoners on the loose and the economy teetering on the brink, the new leadership faces an uphill task. To tackle this crisis, Nepal's President Ramchandra Podal has assumed the role of both the president and prime minister, forming an interim government. This move aims to stabilize the country and pave the way for a peaceful resolution to the ongoing crisis. The president has urged all parties to exercise restraint and prioritize the welfare of the nation. However, the path to recovery is fraught with challenges. The Nepal army continues to maintain a heavy presence on the streets, enforcing curfews and restoring order. Despite these efforts, several parts of the country remain tense, with sporadic incidents of violence still being reported, adding another layer of complexity to this already volatile situation. Some protesters have nominated former Chief Justice Sushila Karki as an interim leader. This nomination has created divisions within the movement, with some questioning her impartiality and others criticizing the manner of her selection. Nevertheless, this nomination underscores the public as yearning for swift and decisive action as they seek to restore normalcy to their lives. While the immediate focus is on containing the violence and bringing the country back under control, there is also growing concern about the economic repercussions of this turmoil. Nepal's tourism industry, which contributes significantly to its GDP, has been severely impacted. Thousands of tourists are stranded, hotels are being burned down, and valuable cultural heritage sites are being vandalized. The financial cost of rebuilding and compensating for damages could be substantial. As the dust begins to settle, the international community is stepping in to play a crucial role. Countries like India, China, and the United States have called for peace and dialogue to resolve the crisis. Embassies are also working tirelessly to assist their stranded citizens and ensure their safe evacuation from Nepal. However, the road ahead remains uncertain. Questions linger about the effectiveness of the interim government, the possibility of a prolonged conflict, and the lasting impact on Nepal's economy and social fabric. Only time will reveal the answers. For now, the world watches closely as Nepal navigates through these turbulent times and strives to chart a course towards stability and peace. While the immediate focus is on restoring order and providing relief to those affected by the violence, there is also growing concern about the underlying issues that gave rise to this unrest. The incident highlights the importance of respecting human rights, protecting freedom of expression, and addressing social inequalities. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of peace and the need for dialogue and compromise in resolving differences. As the international community continues to monitor the situation in Nepal, there is hope that the country will emerge from this crisis stronger and more united than ever before. The challenge now is to translate this tragedy into a catalyst for positive change, ensuring that the voices of the people are heard and their rights are protected. If you want to watch something else, check out this playlist with videos about Nepal, or this playlist with videos about other protests. You can also click the subscribe button to get notified when I upload a video, or click here to support me and my work. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.